You cannot heal ecosystems without ending poverty. You cannot end poverty without healing ecosystems. And if you do not shut down the war machine, not much good will happen. People have been talking about a lot of things. I wanted to talk about something that nobody ever likes to talk about. The economy and why it doesn't work. It actually works. The expectations are wrong. We keep expecting growth, and on a finite planet, you cannot keep growing. We have reached the end of economic growth. How many of you saw the Bureau of Economic Analysis statistics today? I read them. It said the U.S. grew at 2.2% for the fourth year in a row. These clowns up there keep thinking we're going to grow at 3%, and none of their budgets work without 3% growth. They're fucking crazy. Ecosystems are in collapse. Rhode Island grew at 1.2%. You know, maybe it's only half the national average, but the fact is the top 5 states in America that grew fastest all frack. That's what's feeding the growth. If you take the fracking out, there is no more growth. The 1% are stealing the rest of it. Everybody else is getting poorer. And the only way we're going to deal with that is to reduce the inequality. We cannot keep having more. We cannot keep having more for the more of civilization. These people do not know what planet they live on. Here on Earth, we need to use less. We're going to all need to use less. And those of us who have more are going to need to use even more of less. We have to remove the 1% from our political system. There's also a lot of people who need more. There are millions and billions of people who go to bed hungry every night. Those people actually need more. And the only way on a planet that is not growing, you know, Earth is not getting bigger, the forests aren't getting bigger, the soil isn't healthier, the oceans aren't fuller. We have to use less so that they can get more. Yeah. And that's where our economy's going, whether the rich people tell us that or not. On a sustainable planet, you cannot grow infinitely. But there's so much that we could eliminate in terms of spending. What if we closed the war machine? What would that do for us? And think about it. What is war good for? It's, you know, the answer, absolutely nothing. But what it's really good at is destroying environments. It destroys everything. And we need to shut down the war machine, starting with Washington, D.C. We need to shut down the empire. And if we shut the empire, we wouldn't need to spend all that money. And we wouldn't need to tap your phone. In Rhode Island, one of our keys to the future is brownfields and what we do with them. I don't think we need to build baseball stadiums on them. And these guys think that the only way to get anything built is to give tax breaks and subsidies to millionaires. Excuse me, but if you want to reduce inequality, how in the heck do you talk about giving subsidies and tax breaks to millionaires and expect it to actually do anything useful in the community? It's never done anything useful, and we need to give up real estate speculation. The other thing we need to talk about is the global forest. The global forest is disappearing. And when was the last time somebody was able to build a city without stealing somebody's forest?
That's right.
You can't do it. And the way they steal forests is called genocide.
Yes.
And we need to cut it out. And unfortunately, the forest people are the only people who really know how to keep the forest healthy. which means that the forest people staying in the forest is the one thing that keeps us alive. That is the lungs of the planet, the heart of the planet, and the resource base of the planet. The World Bank figured out if you wanted to keep the forest healthy and eliminate poverty of people who live there, you make sure the people who live in the forest get secure land tenure, and all of your economic development plans need to make sure that all of the benefits stay in the community with the poorest people, and if you really want to do it right, they stay with the women. Brownfields, the communities around brownfields are equivalent to the forest. They are the people who are the poorest and the most marginalized. And what we do with brownfields in Rhode Island is give subsidies to millionaires to make condos. What we need to do is grow food on those. We should take the 195 land and grow food, because food security is much more important to our future than stupid condos. The benefits have to stay in the community. If they go to the speculators, if they go to the landlords, the community gets poorer and all of us lose. So keep the paw socks in Pawtucket. Put the benefits of the brownfields in the community, and take these clowns and tell them it's time to go home.